And as this is a time of year where a lot of people start focusing on their health, I wanted to share that I myself have been on a health journey these past couple of months. The backstory to which being that I was pregnant, I had hyperemesis, so I couldn't really eat very well. I mainly ate like chocolate cereal every day just to get something in me. Not super nutritious. And after birth, I got ill and blah, 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 stayed in the hospital for a long time. And then obviously I've had a small baby and we moved. It's just been a lot of things these last like a year and a half that just have made me in a place where my diet is not where I want it to be. And I mean, I'm sure we're all experiencing the need to make a lifestyle change. Oh, can I just not talk with my hands for a second? That would be nice. You know, sometimes we discover that we need to form some better routines and we need to incorporate better habits in our daily life. And I find it inspirational to watch other people, you know, try and make better choices and all of that. And I find normal people like me going on health journeys and like trying to make better choices. I find that way more inspirational because it's just, you know, like a normal person. It's not someone who is a dietitian or someone who's a fitness influencer pretending that every day is perfect, because every day is definitely not perfect up in here. So this will be a video following me like trying to implement new habits in my daily life when it comes to eating fruits and vegetables. That's what I've decided to focus on, because I kind of got to the point where I was like, I am not getting anywhere near 5 a day. So that just feels like a very obvious thing to just put in place. You know, if you get that in place, because then, you know, in general, you'll eat healthier, I find, if I incorporate that into my meals. I just want to say right away, this is not a weight loss vlog. I am breastfeeding and it was a journey to be able to breastfeed my baby. So I am not going in a calorie deficit and risking, you know, messing up my milk and supply and all of that. So that is not what this is. But that is also, of course, one of my whys, because I am feeding another human. So why wouldn't I, you know, try and make the healthiest choices? And let's be real, some weeks I've definitely eaten, you know, chocolate every day. That's not exactly healthy. And I'm not talking about, you know, having one piece of dark chocolate. I'm talking about eating chocolate, okay? I'm definitely one of those people, if I'm not fully satisfied after my meals, I will go and grab something sweet, and I don't want to be reaching for the chocolate all day. So for me, there was definitely an obvious need for a better diet, because clearly I was not satisfied with my meals, because why else would my body, you know, crave chocolate, sugar? So yeah, my main 2 goals with this is, of course, feeding my baby the best milk that he can get, and also just building the kind of lifestyle that I want long term, because I don't want to go forever just thinking, I should be eating better. I'm 32. What am I waiting for? I'm not saying I didn't eat well before. I think I've generally had a pretty healthy diet like throughout my life, but I definitely got to the point where it had kind of gone downhill a little bit. So just elevating the variation, elevating, you know, the nutrition, and just in general, like vitamins. Like that's obviously what I'm focusing on with trying to incorporate, you know, fruit and veg. And I don't like saying fruit and veg because I feel like I sound so British, but I obviously don't sound British because I don't have a British accent. I don't know, I don't identify with sounding British, and I think it sounds so stupid in my accent because my accent leans towards sounding American. But I lived in the US for 1 year and the UK for 7 years, so really I should identify more with that, surely, but I don't. So what I have been focusing on is colorful plates. It looks so satisfying, and that's what I've seen a lot when people use these dietitians or like fitness people to help them on a lifestyle change. That's what I've seen. They just add lots of vegetables on the plate, and I guess fruits as well, but they mainly add volume by, you know, just throwing vegetables on there. So that's what I'm gonna be doing, because if it just fills me up a little bit more, I'm not gonna want chocolate, hopefully. Obviously, I'm still gonna eat chocolate because I love chocolate, and the whole point of this is for it to be sustainable. I'm gonna be eating stuff that I like, but I luckily love vegetables, so it's not really going to be that difficult. It's just that you need to get into the habit of it, and I've just totally just kind of fallen off and not had it as a focus. But I wouldn't be surprised if that's super common when you have a baby, because you're kind of like focusing on the baby's needs, and then, oh shit, yeah, my diet, that's the thing. But I know myself, I'm gonna have to try and make it a little bit exciting, change it up a little bit. This obviously requires a little bit of planning, both with like actually planning your meals, but for me mainly it's gonna be my dinners and everything else that I eat. And I'm Norwegian, so I eat a lot of bread, like a lot of sandwiches, open sandwiches, so I'm gonna focus on, you know, stuff to put on top of the sandwiches, so vegetables, and also dinners that have a lot of vegetables in them, or you can add vegetables too, because I'm obviously not gonna just stop eating the dinners that I like, but most of the time you can incorporate a little bit of vegetables. Like if you make mac and cheese, which doesn't have vegetables in it, you can saute some broccoli on the side. This is a very similar example. Why did I think of lasagna? But you can make a salad, side salad to go next to it on the plate. So you make the plate look a little bit colorful. I don't only eat cheesy oven dishes, so I don't know why that was the examples I came up with. Make it taste good. That's the only way to make it sustainable, I feel. You're not gonna keep forcing yourself to eat stuff you don't like. This might be a little bit of a messy video because it was filmed like throughout these months and I didn't really think super consistently about how to make this fit into the same video. But I hope you take something away from this and I hope you maybe feel a little bit inspired. That would be great. And yeah, we're all in this together trying to live more healthily and do what our parents told us, you know, eat the vegetables. Do people still do grocery hauls? Is that still a thing? You know how in a movie, if there was a bag of groceries, there's always some green stuff sticking out? So I'm a movie star now. So I thought, whoa, let's not throw all the groceries on the floor because food is expensive. And I mean, if the people actually producing the food, such as farmers and stuff, actually got more of that money, I would be happy about it, but that's not really the case, is it? I thought I would share with you my plan for meals this week and also some of the stuff I've gotten for said meals and whatever. First of all, ooh, that is a bad one I need to throw out immediately. Grapes, am I right? Got grapes for snacking on. Also, we're having dinner guests today. So it's nice to just, you know, put out a bowl of grapes with dessert so it kind of looks healthy, you know? And I also, my son is old enough to taste stuff now, so I'm gonna give him one in one of these, you know, kids can eat stuff in these little feeders, because obviously I'm not gonna give a 4-month-old or however old he is when you see this grapes. It's dangerous. Got some snack peppers, bell peppers that look like this. I love having these available to put in or on everything. Got a leek, as you saw, and it's shaped like this, so it's kind of like a gun. It's for a stew I'm making today. I'm so sorry that you can hear my son, but also like this is just my life. I'm sorry. So yeah, I'm gonna use it for a stew. Such a weird shape. And then like I can always throw it into some like pasta or something later this week if I don't use all of it. Got some bread, nursing pads, not for eating. I'm making a stir fry, so I got some baby corn, which I love. I also got some water chestnuts, and I don't really know like if they're healthy, like if they actually add a lot. I just really like crunch, so that's why I like them. Got some bananas for my breakfast. This boy, he's so talkative. Oh my god. I'm so sorry if you don't like babies. But friendly reminder, buy the single bananas, because you know, they're still in good shape and they're just not getting chosen. Like people just don't buy them and they'll get thrown away. And they're perfectly good bananas. Got some cashews for the stir fry, and also got some cream, single cream I guess I would call that, for maybe adding to the stew. I'm not exactly sure because I have not made stew before. Also got some potatoes for the stew. Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. If you don't get that reference, we can't be friends. So I'm gonna use those, and I'm also like, today's Monday and I'm going back to the store on Wednesday to like get more stuff. So today, Monday, we're having stew with some meat that I bought from the food saver section, and lots of vegetables like carrots and, you know, like the leek and onions and garlic and, you know, lots of stuff. Tuesday I'm making a stir fry with salmon and also the cashews, because I bought these salmon packets from the food saver section, and they're like 220 grams or something, and that's like a little bit just on the like lower side, but it's so good to just add in more. Like in the stew today, I'm gonna add in some lentils, and you know, also use beans to like add in more stuff. I should have just done this from the start so that we get some actual silence, but I mean, who is a parent and knows what silence is at this point? And I'm gonna use some rice noodles that I've had forever, just when I get used up, but rice noodles are so good. Do not sleep on them. On Wednesday, not as healthy, we're making BLTs. So goddamn good. My partner has a massage appointment around dinner time, so I'm trying to make dinner like simple, and also like it's quite cheap. Thursday we're having taco, which flows very well with like the rest of the stuff we have for food this week. And then on Friday we're making chicken burgers with a cornflake coating, and it's so goddamn good, like you need to try it instead of just using breadcrumbs. On Saturday we're making salmon pasta. We're not really eating enough fish in this household, but we don't really like whitefish that much, so it's mostly salmon that we eat, and it's better than not eating fish. But I am gonna try to like find some recipes for whitefish that we will like, so we can like implement them into our like recipe catalog. And then on Sunday we're having tomato soup with grilled cheese, and as you can tell, all of these dishes are tasty. They're like not something that you know, it still makes you look forward to dinner, but there's lots of vegetables that can be added to them, and that's kind of the goal. That was just a random grocery haul and dinner plans shared, just so you get like an idea, just to share, you know, what we're eating, to try and eat more vegetables. While I'm stood here kneading some dough, let's talk about one little tip for staying motivated to eat I'm sorry about the food cooking in the background. Yeah, something you can do to kind of push yourself to eat healthier. But this one is kind of risky. Like, only do this if you're super strict with your money. I've talked about planning your meals and stuff, and if you plan to eat these meals through the week, make sure that you have the stuff in the house. Like, go grocery shopping for a few days, because then you have the stuff, and you know, vegetables and stuff, like, they're not gonna last forever. So you're gonna have to eat it, or you're gonna have to waste it. And I'm pretty sure a lot of us don't like wasting food, and especially now that it's so expensive. Obviously, we shouldn't want to waste food anyway, but it's literally throwing money away. So if you buy the stuff, you have to eat the stuff, right? Again, it's risky if you're not super committed, but I do find that if I have the stuff in my fridge, I kind of feel like I have to eat it, you know, like I have to put vegetables on my sandwiches and I have to make healthy meals. It just makes it so much easier to get healthy stuff in. Okay, that is all for now. I have to go and grab my crying kid who just woke up conveniently. I hope that made sense though. I'm not trying to be like waste food, because obviously do not waste food. We really need to avoid that at all costs. So here's a trick that I learned this year actually. If you love red onions and love putting them on, you know, sandwiches and burgers, and in general, you know, eating it raw on things as toppings and whatever, or using it in pico de gallo and whatnot, put it in water and let it sit there for a while before you eat it. It takes away that really like sharpness to the taste, and you know, when you eat red onion or purple onion, I guess, it leaves that taste in your mouth, but putting it in cold water really helps with that. So it makes me like way more intrigued to actually eat it. I like to chop some and put it in water and then keep it in the fridge so that I can add it to like my sandwiches and stuff. Believe me or not, I am sorry about this lighting, but it's still dark outside, and I can't use the ring light because it will distract my son too much. We're sat here eating some fruit. So today's selection is banana, some strawberries, and clementine. He eats clementine in his food feeder and he absolutely loves it, but he really likes fruit in general. So there's several points to make here. Yeah, these are day-old braids. Who cares? Goose piece then. First of all, an obvious motivation to be healthy when you have children is, of course, that you want to be healthy for them. You want to, you know, live long and be in tip-top shape so that you can, you know, have the energy to play with them and just, you know, be the parent you want to be. And health has everything to do with that. But I think notoriously, like, health is not it's not very tangible, so it's not the best motivation, because you can't really, I don't know, it's hard to keep that, you know, hanging over your head because you don't really see it in your everyday life. He really is like, why are you sat here talking when I'm trying to eat my banana? But the motivation you can find is that you obviously want your kids to, first of all, like, eat fruit and vegetables, but you want them to like them. So you want them to start liking them early, and you want to make it a habit for them to eat them. And I mean, if they're eating them, you might as well eat them because they're in the house. And like with the example I have here, he obviously can't eat a whole banana and a whole clementine, so I'll be eating some of this, or I mean most of this, let's be honest. So, you know, pulling out fruit for your kids to eat, I mean, automatically, surely it'll make you eat some as well. And also, if babies and kids see us eating fruit and vegetables, surely they're gonna be more likely to feel like eating them is normal, it's a habit, and it's just what you should do. I used to be so good at prepping fruits when I got home from the grocery store. I used to be so good at prepping everything, washing the fruit, like the apples and the grapes and everything. I would just wash them and then like keep them, you know, on the side drying for a little bit. Like that was standard for me when I got home. But now I have a baby, so when I get home from the grocery store, I have an impatient baby to tend to. So I try to like get in there later when I have a free moment to just wash everything, because it's so important. But I'm just not trying to be like, well, yeah, when I get home from, like, when you get home from the grocery store, you should prep everything right away, because who has the time? Just putting away the groceries sometimes is difficult. Also, food feeders, definitely the way to go. One of the best things I bought for my baby. So yeah, I always try and keep washed apples and, you know, grapes and stuff like in the fridge. Keep stuff washed in the fridge so that it's ready to go. You can just grab it. Fruits are great as like snacks throughout the day. And also like the same thing goes for vegetables. You can just cut up some extra and put them in like a little container, and then next time you're having like a sandwich, you can just grab that container and put a little bit of vegetables on there. I'm not the biggest fan of fruit, I will admit, but if you aren't, like, just try and find the fruits that you really like, because you don't have to eat, you know, pears if you don't like pears. You don't have to eat like this wild variety of fruit if you don't like it, because if you don't like it, is it sustainable? I like vegetables more than I like fruit, so I compensate with eating more vegetables, and that's fine. If you prefer to, you know, eat cherry tomatoes, like keep a pot in the fridge, wash it, and then it's ready to go, and you just grab some whenever you want it. I wanted this video to be like good quality, then this happened. But yeah, like I said, I am not always the biggest fan of just eating fruit. So I'd rather, you know, incorporate it into my meals. Maybe, you know, bananas are the easiest way to do that because you can make like banana pancakes and you can put it on your toast. But you can also use it in your breakfast. So let's roll that segment, shall we? There's of course lots of breakfasts where you can incorporate fruit, but I have some banana here. We're gonna make a little bit of like oats for breakfast. And the thing about oats, like if you're adding other stuff to it, don't add a lot of oats to the bowl because holy hell. And then I'm gonna add some sunflower seeds. I was gonna do some B-roll of this, but I couldn't find my other memory card, so I can't use my other camera because I only have 2 memory cards. Sad times. And then I'm gonna add some chia seeds. I don't actually love chia seeds, so I'm just gonna add like yeah, I always add too much. That means I just have to eat it fast because I don't like the texture that chia seeds get when they are wet for a long time. I usually add walnuts, but we're gonna add this like nut mix that I bought because it was on sale. This one has like almonds, it has walnuts, and it has pecans and hazelnuts. So it's, you know, very nice to add some more proteins and fats, and just nuts are super good for you. And I'm gonna put in a little spoon of peanut butter. Like I said, I'm not skimping on the calories here. I'm trying to eat enough. I am not trying to go in a calorie deficient. I can't do this with one hand, but I'll add in the banana now. It's not, you know, aesthetic, but I like it and it fills me up. I'm pretty sure I've said on here that I don't want to put too much pressure on myself. That also involves not overdoing it, which as someone with ADHD, I tend to overdo things and I tend to go like hyper focus and go very into whatever thing I'm trying to achieve. And I'm trying not to do that right now because that's how I'm gonna fail. And part of lowering expectations and lowering the pressure and all of that is understanding that every meal or every dinner, specifically dinner, because that's where I tend to eat the most vegetables. Sorry, I hope this is not too loud. Just cooking some mince for my partner because we're having pizza today. And don't worry, I get made fun of this all the time. My preferred pizza is cheese pizza. I don't like a lot of stuff on my pizza. I prefer a margherita. That's my favorite pizza. And we don't make pizza very often, so I'm not gonna compromise. I'm gonna have my margherita. But one way to make it like a little bit healthier, I'm frying up some onions right now because I'm making pizza sauce. If you make it yourself, at least it's a little bit healthier. I would add garlic in there as well. We love garlic, but I totally forgot to put it on the shopping list, so we didn't buy it. But luckily, I have some chopped tomatoes that do have garlic in them, so that's good. Also gonna use some garlic powder. Gonna spice it up and make it nice and obviously blend it. So it's still like a little bit healthier, even though I'm not, you know, adding vegetables to my dinner, which, you know, I'm allowed. It's a Saturday. Coming at you live from the cutting board. This is an example of solving dinner problems, or like how to actually get a nutritious dinner in you when you don't have the time or like the freedom. Because I have a 5-month-old baby on the floor next to me, and my partner is going to work, and we are going to a Christmas event, and I'll have to make dinner after he's in bed, and I won't have a lot of time to do that. So the solution I've chosen today is to make a stir fry, because then I'm able to prep a large chunk of it beforehand. So this morning I boiled some rice to have the carb portion ready. This is for 3 portions, by the way, or like 3 days, 3 meals. And now, while my partner was still here, I've chopped up some garlic, some onion, and some carrots, because that's the only thing that needed chopping, because the good thing about a stir fry is that you can use canned stuff. So I'm gonna use some bamboo shoots, some water chestnuts, some bean sprouts, and some baby corn. For the protein, I'm gonna use some pea protein mince. I'm gonna use some peanuts and some cashews. So it's gonna be a very nutritious and nice meal, and it's not gonna take me a whole lot of effort or a whole lot of, you know, time, but I'm getting a nutritious, good, and filling dinner, which is the goal. I'm home from the Christmas event, about to start the stir fry. I'm just heating up some sesame oil. I was totally right. If I had not prepared dinner, I totally would have eaten a sandwich instead. Like, I would have not made dinner. So that just shows, just prep beforehand as much as you can. Because if that's actually gonna make you eat a nutritious full dinner, that's a win. So it's not the most colorful stir fry, but it's tasty, and that's really all I care about. For me, and probably for most people, dinner is the easiest like part of the day to get in your vegetables. So really try to like build your dinner around the vegetables to see like what vegetables you can incorporate into the meal or into the day. And obviously try and plan your week so that you use the same vegetables like in different dishes, but without it getting boring. So here I am gonna make some salmon, but it's not there. I'm boiling some vegetables and potatoes for our son. And here is some rice, and here I have some vegetables that I'm sauteing. It's carrots, onion, and broccoli. So today we're having that kind of meal, and tomorrow I think we're gonna make a stir fry, and that's like, you can use the same vegetables, but it's a totally different dish and totally different flavors. You just have to like think of ways to use the food you got in your cupboards and your fridge in ways that make you actually want to eat them. Don't get boring with the food, have it be tasty, use vegetables, love mom. I bet a lot of people find it challenging to, I think I've mentioned multiple times already that like one of the things when trying to live healthily is to not, you know, get tired or bored of the food that you're eating. And I do eat a lot of bread, a lot of sandwiches and stuff, and sometimes I just feel like eating, you know, like a hot lunch or just something different for lunch than a sandwich. And today I've made a super simple stir fry. We had some rice left over, and I'm also, the dinner today is not going to include vegetables, so it was just very convenient to include vegetables for lunch. And this was just a super simple and quick stir fry that I could do pretty fast while my son is asleep, and hopefully I'll get to eat it too before he wakes up. If it was summer I would probably like make salad, but it's winter. It's snowy outside, so I don't feel like eating salads. But one of the things that's kind of challenging about having like a meal, like a proper, you know, like dish or whatever for lunch, is the protein. Because I'm trying to eat less meat, and it's also like expensive if you're gonna have meat for lunch. That's my opinion. I'm also trying to save money, you know, like most people these days. So in the stir fry I added salted peanuts. It's a source of protein, it's a source of lots of other good things, and I am gonna enjoy this. Oh my god, how satisfying is it when you need one egg and there's one left in the carton, so you get to throw it away, or I mean obviously recycle it because we're not animals. And this is right after this is January 2nd actually that I'm filming this, so we haven't been shopping a lot through like Christmas stuff. Like stores have been closed and we haven't been home all of the days. It's kind of dark. Norway is dark in this time of year. On Black Friday I finally bought some stainless steel measuring cups, and I am obsessed. Obviously like they're not super pretty, the ones in glass are so much cuter, but these will last us like for the rest of our lives, and the glass ones will not. We will break those. But yeah, one thing we have not bought is bread, so I'm gonna make some. Well, I'm gonna make some rolls because it's so much easier. So I figured I kind of need to close out this video because I didn't have an end to it, and that's also because there's no end. I'm not gonna, you know, stop. Obviously over the holidays I've eaten more sugar, I've eaten less vegetables, but that's the beauty of having good habits established, is then it's easier to get back to them, and today I am back to them. These rolls, I'm gonna eat them with some lovely salad, a little bit of red pepper, well obviously cheese underneath that. Obviously we're gonna enjoy ourselves. Isn't flour just so satisfying? Oh, great idea, inhaling some flour. I feel so different when I eat healthily and when I don't. You know, you feel kind of sluggish, you don't have enough energy. Like it's just, you don't feel great. And when you're eating, you don't feel that you're adding good fuel to your body. But when I'm eating well, I feel like I'm doing my body a favor, and obviously I'm not separated from my body, so it's like I'm doing myself a favor, but I'm just being good to my body. I feel better, I feel more filled with energy. Can I interest you in some yeast? This felt like a bit of a downer, but do you remember the pandemic when you just could not find yeast anywhere? I am so not ready for Christmas to be over, and the Santas are gonna disappear from the milk soon. This might be a very Norwegian thing, I don't know, or like a Nordic thing probably, but every year the milk and some other like dairy products get Christmas themed around Christmas, and I don't want it to go. I'm not ready for Christmas to be over. Woo! I've kind of enjoyed making a video about food, and also now I have a nice kitchen, so maybe I should utilize it. Maybe I should take advantage of this kitchen and like make some more food videos. If you're one of those people who like to use healthier flour, but you think that flour is super expensive, oats are not very expensive, and you can just blend oats and you make oat flour if you can eat that, but I think everyone can eat oats. So I have prepped some oat flour here so I don't have to get the blender out whenever I need it, because when I'm baking it's usually like this. My son is asleep and I'm trying to throw this together as fast as I can, even though right now I'm just, you know, blabbering on and spending my time just talking to you all instead, but it's a special occasion. So this health journey has gone really well. I've definitely eaten healthier, I've eaten more vegetables, more fruit, and I have had fun with it. Also, it becomes more fun when you make it into a video. This is obviously not a tip that's applicable for most people, because most people are not YouTubers, but making it into a video obviously held me more accountable, because if I didn't actually do it, then this would have been wasted. So, you know, I made a video about it, so I might as well eat healthily, you know? Gonna finish doing this. I need to knead this now. I hope you found this interesting. I hope you found this inspiring in some way. I really want to share my motivation to do this so that maybe some other people would get motivated, because you really need the motivation to be able to actually stick to, you know, a change. And this is a change. This is a change of habits, and you need to, you know, be consistent. So it's important to be motivated, and I hope I could help with that for someone. And if not, maybe you just found this fun to watch for no reason at all, which is also great. I will take that as well. I hope you're all doing okay, and a happy new year from me. I hope 2025 will bring you lots of good things coming your way. And yeah, I shall see you later. Bye.